Yo, what is up, my guys? Yep, we're good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Moskalensky Show, show 24. We are hard to believe we're already approaching a quarter of 100 shows. Feels like not too long ago that I started this show because it wasn't too long ago that I started this show. I believe it was June 2017 when I finally started the show up. I was actually considering doing this. I was just listening to, I want to say it was Mark Levin, and wait, is that who I'm thinking about? I'm looking him up right now. Mark Levin or Levin. Yeah. I was watching Mark Levin or listening to Mark Levin on the radio. Really liked it. Not the first time I heard him, but just like the show I was listening to that day. It was it was right after, no, right before New Year's 2017. And I decided, like, this guy is really cool. I want to try this. But like I kept delaying it and I kept reconsidering and going through things and promoting and this and that. Long story short, 6 months later, finally actually launched the very first Ben Moskalensky show. And here we are, 23 shows later, not 24 because, 1 plus 23. In case you did not know the knowledge. But anyways, we're going to jump right into it again. This is going to be a normal 1 hour show. No co-host this time, sadly. Although the good news is, oh, it is working. Thought my calling system was down, like the spam system was down. No, it's all up. So you spam callers, don't you worry. Your calls will immediately be filtered out. Sorry. Haven't had lunch, nor do I think I will. The number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777 if you'd like to call in. In case my unreal talking speed kind of screwed you up, or your ears cannot comprehend the rate at which I move, or if they can comprehend and just don't understand, well, anyway, 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Make sure, if anyone's kind of confused in the chat, make sure you just give them the drill, or like if I haven't said the number in a while, I don't have the live chat open right now. Actually, let me go open that up right now. This is kind of a meme. I know it is. Actually, it's more than kind of a meme. It is a biggie meme. All right, there's the chat. It's not, nothing's gone yet right now, but I'm sure that'll change in the near future. Let me just get the let me just do a little bit of promotion. This is a very pathetic meme, but I'm actually going to be talking about the Tide Pod challenge. I literally just no. Did I just nope? This is looking organized. I literally rushed up here. I was having a great historical conversation with my dad, and I literally rushed up here, freaking out because I had nothing ready. Okay, I did have some stuff ready, but like nothing like I should have. Should have been up here 20 minutes ago planning for this stuff. I got up here like 10. Actually, more like 30 minutes ago. I should have been up here. But anyways, first I'm going to be talking about Tide Pods. I'm not going to be talking about them as a product or anything. I'm going to be talking about my opinion on the it's a pretty predictable. I wanted to start off kind of chill after the hilarious last episode I had with Squirrel Pro Channel. By the way, make sure you go subscribe to him on YouTube. Close friend of mine. Yeah, pretty close friend of mine in real life. Very nice guy, and some very nice videos. Please don't tell me that was a knock at the door. Yep, okay, it wasn't. Sorry if you hear a dog barking at any point. My neighbors are creepily watching me. That's really creepy. Someone through like the window by the door, one of my neighbors is watching me talk, not moving. That's creepy. But yes, my opinions on the Tide Pod challenge. Oh, he's waving. Okay, that looked weird. He like drew his hand up like really slowly. That's like, I thought Slender Man was coming. It's creepy how little he's moving. I need to stop. We're already 4 minutes into this first segment. Tide Pods, yes. So I've talked about these very intelligent YouTube challenges before. Can he hear me from there? No, there's no way. There's no way. I've talked about these very acknowledged, much intelligent YouTube challenges before. I'm not one of the newcomers to YouTube. I've been here a good bit. I've probably been in the community since like October of 2015. No, a little bit later. Maybe a little more like December 2015. Is he waving at me or playing CS:GO? Anyways, it's like I've seen my more than I ever need to see of dank memes and well, no, you can never have enough dank memes, but these challenges are so dumb. Like I've never understood why you would potentially die or risk your health to get like number 38 on trending one time and then never have your account heard from again. And then every single comment on like the whatever 220 subscribers you have is like, oh, you remember the good old days when this guy did that one video that I liked and I rewatch it like once a year. I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, I honestly can't believe it. I let me make this 100% clear. I don't care if you hate me or not. Like you can despise the show. You can literally watch this show just to come on and dislike and spam call, try and overrun my spam system, which by the way isn't gonna work because my spam system is very nice. But like, odds are likely you don't hate yourself. So why in a million years would you ever consider swallowing laundry? Or like laundry detergent. I think it's like detergent. It makes literally no sense to me. I've never understood this. I'll never understand it. It's the same thing with all these other YouTube challenges. I understand why people do clickbait. I understand hashtags. I've never personally been into shilling myself out like that. Although that's literally the only way people get popular, with very, very few exceptions. It's the only way they get popular on their own. I've never seen anyone get popular with the exception of like the first ones to get popular of their kind, like PewDiePie. I can't even. My brain just exploded. Sorry about that. And I understand why people do like these dumb repetitive challenges, like what was the one at one point in like mid 2016? Oh yeah, rubber bands on watermelons. You take turns putting rubber bands on watermelons until the watermelon explodes. I have seen way too many of these videos. I have seen a ton of them because I was edgy back then. I was a much edgelord. That was like near the end of my edgelord phase. Some people say it's still going on. They're not entirely wrong. I like anime, so you can't be too off. You can't be too off. But like I understand why people do that, because worst case scenario, the worst thing that happens to you is you get 1 million views on YouTube, and one of the melons might hit you in the hand, and you might, like, your hand would hurt more from the shock of being like suddenly hit than it would be from the actual pain of impact of something as small as a chunk of watermelon. Not a full watermelon, a chunk of watermelon. I'm far too invested in this Tide Pod. It's a Tide Pod segment, for crying out loud. Sorry, I'm just kind of having fun. So that's the first thing I want to go over. I will have another YouTube segment coming up here in a second. And but by the way, this is one of my normal 1 hour shows. My next segment is probably it's one I'm sure people would are a lot hyper for. Free for all, you know the drill on free for all. I'll get into this later, more in the in between times, because we only have 6 minutes left on this segment. If you'd like to call in, talk to me about your opinion on the Tide Pod challenge, the number is 719-284-5873 with the number, or with the pin, 24777. Once again, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. We have some very juicy topics coming up. Not quite as juicy as a Tide Pod. More of a apple juice kind of tasty. So I'd highly recommend you stay. If you're of the ages between 10 and 16 roughly, I'd recommend calling in, having some good times here on the channel. And share the video, participate in chat, just do whatever you feel good with. Except if you're a spam caller. Then bye. But I've never ever understood the fascination. Like you by the time you even get on trending, because no one gets on trending immediately. No one. I can't think of anyone who is like they post a video and it immediately gets on trending. With I think actually there is one exception, like the Force Awakens first trailer. That was it. That's the only time I think ever in the foreseeable future. I don't think anything will ever be as hype. Sorry if they're like weird stutters. Split my lip. Hurts. Um. Oh man, that does hurt. It's okay though. I still want to go through this with the show. I'm sure it won't kill me. Um. But like Force Awakens, I think the trailer for the first Star Wars movie in 10 years. It's not a prequel. That I totally understand how it can crash YouTube. And of course get #1 on trending for who knows how long. It makes sense. Um, but like by the time your video gets on trending, even if it does, you'll probably be dead. I know this can kind of I know I don't like to talk about these kind of topics too much, but let me make it 100% clear that under no circumstances should you ever eat a Tide Pod or anything that says do not eat. Or in fact, anything that is not the food or the drink. Okay, if you or medicine. But I'm pretty sure that Tide Pods don't count as medicine. I don't know what that would help. If you have a little bit too much life, that could certainly help you. But I think that's the only thing that can help you with making your life worse. No, he's finally gone. Okay, that was really weird. My neighbor finally left. That's so weird. He's literally staring at me from inside his house. Um, but you forgot about that. I almost did. Now he's just like waving a piece of paper. I'm done questioning it. I'm done. I'm done with Earth. I'm ready to move on to the land of I don't know, Minecraft. I'm ready to just like go back to my Roblox days. Um, yeah, I just think that this whole Tide Pod thing is so far beyond ridiculous. It's not even funny. Um, I'm pretty sure that the official Tide Pod channel actually made a video saying like you're supposed to use this for your laundry. They got some celebrity. I don't think I've ever heard of him. In fact, let me go check this right now because this is just too funny. But yeah, if you don't know this, you didn't know this until now, or if you have a friend, just let said person know or people know it's not healthy. It's not meant to be ingested. Don't follow other people's ridiculous mistakes. And I'm looking up Tide Pod right now. I want to see Tide Pod official channel. There's so many of these stupid challenges. There you go, Tide. Okay, so I'm going to Tide, and I'm going to go to videos, and I think... Yeah, okay. It's not their newest video, it's their second newest video on the official Tide channel on YouTube. Gronk, whoever that is, knows that Tide Pods are for doing in laundry, nothing else. And the video is him literally saying, don't eat Tide Pods. It is so sad that in 2018, we have medicine and technology beyond anything we could have ever imagined, and it's only going upwards from here. You still have people trying to eat laundry trying to eat laundry tools. That's pretty sad. That is actually, it's really sad. It's really sad to think about the more you think about it. So yeah, just let someone know if you know anyone who's thinking about doing it, just please, or you yourself are thinking about doing it, please don't or let that person or people know that you shouldn't. You couldn't tell already. You shouldn't swallow products like Tide Pods. That's just a word of advice from me to you, as a friend. From me to you, don't swallow non-food. Don't swallow non-food, non-medicine stuff. Anyways, that'll wrap it up for this first segment. Sorry, it's not actually. It was 15 minutes on the dot. I was going to say sorry. I'm cutting it a couple seconds short. I'm sure you'll live, but you're gonna live either way. Well, I assume so. Because it's 15 minutes on the dot. or at least it was. So that's gonna wrap up our first topic. This is probably gonna get me the most views and the most dislikes and the most likes. And I'm sure this is kind of a, if it's not entirely obvious, then it's mostly obvious. It is time to talk about the video that was very recently #1 on trending, and is still on trending, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to find it right now. It's someone who we thought had finally taken a break from YouTube. I'm sure this is already sounding scarily familiar to some of you. Yeah, I can't find it. Okay. I am talking about, of course, Logan Paul. So he came out with a new video recently, and I'm going to read to you the title of said video. Suicide, be here tomorrow, with this heroic thumbnail, and 20 million views, and I'm pretty sure it's still on trending. Let me check. Right, it's 29 on trending. 1 million dislikes, 423,000, or I'm sorry, 1 million likes, 423,000 dislikes as of right now. So those of you who don't know, Logan Paul recently made a, no, I don't know, actually it's not too recently. It's like a month-ish ago. He made a video, and it's him going into the woods. And these aren't any woods. He's not like trying to find some bears for his vlogging channel. Like, like, oh, look at this bear. He's not just like admiring nature and, making dumb jokes. He went to I believe it's called a Japanese suicide forest where people kill themselves. And he recorded a video making fun of these people and showing the dead bodies on camera. And he promotes his channel as a child-friendly channel. So millions of kids, I think it's millions. I mean, he has millions of subscribers, but, could be less. It could be fewer in like number of kids and number of people who saw it. Actually clicked on this video thinking it would be child-friendly content, and they could have been traumatized. This is the stupidest thing. No, I shouldn't say that. These celebrity-esque people are all the same. I shouldn't say this is the stupidest thing they've ever done. This is the stupidest thing I think a YouTube celebrity's ever done. I thought no one would ever surpass PewDiePie after the whole the Fiverr scandal in at the beginning of last year. I thought this is the dumbest thing anyone can ever do. This is the dumbest, most insensitive thing that any YouTube celebrity will ever do. Far worse than like the FouseyTube and the Keemstar and the Leafy. I'd say it's far worse than those. And by the way, I think I have my final conclusive opinions on Keemstar. Well, Keemstar himself and Drama Alert. I have my final conclusive opinions, and for the 25th show, I will have a half-hour segment talking about for said like 30 minutes. I will be talking about the gnome, the myth, the legend on planet Earth, Killer Keemstar. Because people still care about him. Not as much as they used to. He's not like always on trending anymore. He's not always having some beef with everyone. But he still somehow managed to stay in the news, mostly because he is news. So props to him for that, and I'll give my final conclusive opinions on Daniel Keem, Killer Keemstar, or just Keemstar, and Drama Alert. I'm not so sure about Daniel Keem. Well, I'll do that too. You'll see what you'll see what I mean, because too many people group those three things together. But anyways, back to that's some upcoming stuff. Back to Logan Paul. He made this video mocking people who killed themselves in this forest and literally exposing his primarily young fan base to this. And then he makes this unbelievably fake apology video. And I don't care what people say, it's the fakest thing. It's literally every single check mark for fake YouTube apology has been checked. Barely crying, hardly actually apologizes, sigh at the beginning, everything. You can tell it's like the most scripted. I think he even monetized it. I'm not so sure. I'm not 100% sure about that, but like I'm pretty sure he even monetized it. That's not okay. And if he was genuinely sorry for his actions, and the same thing applies to PewDiePie, by the way, he would donate every last freaking cent he has, because both of them are making money at an absurd rate. I'm not saying they should like bankrupt themselves. They're both making money at an absurd rate. It's not like they're going to go broke. I'm not saying they like kill themselves. I never said that about anyone. I'm never going to say that literally about anyone who does something that's not a real crime or like some horrible Hitlerian sin. I'm not going to tell him to kill himself. I'm saying you give away practically all of your money to the charity that you hurt. And then you give more money. And you give a ton of money for like, I don't know, a year, a couple months, whatever. And then in my view, that's it. That's all you got to do. I mean, that's for me that would probably renew my faith in. I mean, I never had faith in Logan Paul to begin with, but at least for PewDiePie, probably still not. But if he did that, which I'm sure he won't, but if he did something like that, I might consider renewing my faith in him. I certainly would not at that point be an anti-PewDiePie advocate like I am right now, which I am, by the way. And I am actually planning on making a separate video on, not a separate video. Planning on making a separate segment after the 25th show on PewDiePie. My whole thoughts on PewDiePie. Probably gonna be another double segment thing. So in fact, I might actually skip a week just so I have more time to go into all these deep YouTube issues. Like Leafy and FuzzyTube, I think I really said everything that needs to be said. I've talked about both of these guys a ton. And frankly, since neither of them are doing anything else right now, there's no developing story. I think I'm done. I think until either for some reason Leafy becomes relevant again, which is not happening, or FuzzyTube becomes relevant again, which is not happening, I am done with them. PewDiePie, not Markiplier. I think I'm done with Markiplier. I apologize to Markiplier. I frankly think I've done nothing wrong at this point because I didn't say anything too horrible about Markiplier. And for what wrong things I did say, I did apologize to him, so I think I'm good there. And I didn't fake YouTube apologize. I gave a genuine apology. I don't remember the exact show number. It was like, I want to say it was like 22 or something like that, or maybe it was 9. No, it wasn't 19. That was the one I did with my friend. There's like maybe actually no. It was more like 15 or I don't know, some general number like that. I'm sure someone in the chat who watches every show or almost every show can probably go tell you. But I did apologize to Markiplier because I was wrong. I'm very rarely wrong on this show. Very, very rarely do I mess up a fact of any relevance on this show. When I do give opinions or things that I'm not 100% sure about, I specify. Here I said it was a fact and I was wrong. And I apologize for that. And nothing, and by the way, there are no repercussions towards Markiplier. So yeah, I think I'm okay. So I'm probably not going to cover him. So it's pretty much PewDiePie, Keemstar, Logan, or the Pauls. More Logan though. But let's cover Logan right now. A couple days ago, or maybe a week ago, yeah, he came out with this video. I can't find it right now. Sorry, I just don't want to waste the brain cells. I want to waste as few brain cells as possible on this guy. Let me go back to make sure the spam. There we go. A couple days ago, or a week ago, you made this video. I already said the title, Suicide Be Here Tomorrow. Makes this entire long video about suicide. This is obviously not coincidental, and at least he's not pretending it's coincidental. And I want to show you how divided people are. And by the way, I'm not saying the division was done by him on purpose. Maybe it was, but I don't think so. Personally, I think that was an unintended side effect. I'm going to give my own opinions in a second here, but I want to read to you some of the top comments I see on this new video of his. This, again, Suicide Be Here, 3 days ago. It's 3 days ago. So it's this whole thing. Yeah, it's this whole thing basically about suicide. And at least he shouts out unlike PewDiePie, I must give him some credit. He does actually shout out like National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. He actually shouts them out and gives them like all the details, and it looks like he put a good bit of work into this video. I haven't watched the whole thing because again, brain cells that I don't want to waste. Like I've also done some stuff for this charity. I'm sure mine didn't have as much impact because he is, on a much bigger scale than I am. But I probably will do it, but it's not. I have nothing against the charity. It's not like I'm not calling out the charity. I'm calling him out. His original apology video, it's fake. It's fake. I can tell you right now, it's fake. You can just look at it and you can tell he did this because he had to. This video, I don't know. He could have just done the PewDiePie because like PewDiePie, this is like almost the same thing. What Logan Paul did is worse, but it's the same thing. YouTube subscribers don't have consciences. As long as as long as the people they're subscribed to are LOL funny, then they subscribe to them, regardless of how morally incorrect they are in their actions. Oh, there are a lot of captions. I never even paid attention to that. But let me read to you some of the comments. I don't hate, don't hate. He actually learned from his mistakes. I forgive you. He deserves a second chance for this. You learn, I'm here for you. Typical American can't change. Let's see here. Better than Jake. You never left my heart. Low king for life. Okay. The list goes on and on. But I don't know. This is really weird. I saw a ton. I mean a ton. When I originally saw this video, I saw a very, very divided comment section. I'm kind of curious. So either this is weird. Either the really big comments that got like thousands of likes. Hold on. This is weird. I could be wrong. It could just be the fact that Logan Paul's fans are coming here to support him. But out of like the comments I just read, and if you go to the video right now, again, Suicide Be Here Tomorrow by Logan Paul Vlogs. It's a verified account, by the way. The like to dislike ratio is 1.8 million to 400,000. So that's roughly that's like, hold on, let me do this real quick. What percentage of so let's just say it's roughly 18 to 22. That means roughly 81 or 82 roughly, yeah, like 8 out of 10. Roughly 8 out of 10 comments should be pro Logan Paul. I am hardly seeing any, like, without like spam comments like done Logan, I miss you, do a vlog by me for, or like buy for me. Like, with the exception of those weird comments. It's overwhelmingly pro Jake Logan Paul. It could just be the fact that his fans are actually supporting him. Or it could be censorship, because creators of videos can do that. Although I've heard nothing, and this would probably have been called out, so it's probably the former. It's probably not censorship. Probably not censorship. That's my personal thing. I don't know. I can't tell if he's genuine or not. This is one of those corporate videos. You can tell it's a very professionally done video. Talking about this issue. The problem with these videos is you can't tell if it's genuine or not. He can shoot and reshoot scenes all day long, just so he looks more genuine. Or it can be thing where he worked on it so he could get some of his fans back. Because some people, this is all they need to get back on the Logan train, or the Logan, as they call themselves. Just a simple little apology, regardless of deal or of quality, and to get those who are a little bit more adamant or a little bit more mad at him, to just make this video. So it could be he made this video to get back some of the fans who hate him, or the X fans who hate him less. It could be that, or it could be he just put a ton of time into this video because, or he and his team put a ton of time into the video because there's a genuine amount of feeling bad. Hard to say. Hard to say. I honestly don't know. I don't know enough about the situation at hand. A Squirrel has just joined in the chat. Hey, just got here. What are you talking about currently? Logan Paul, the emoji movie Frozen. Yes, I'm talking about the Logan emoji. I'm talking about the Frozen Logan emoji movie. Wouldn't you know about that, Squirrel? Anyways, the number, if you'd like to call in, is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Once again, this is anyone open for like ages roughly 10 to 16. They want to call in. The number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 719-284. Yeah. So again, the number is final time. I just want to make sure I'm getting this right, not giving away my real phone number. 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Did I just see an XD in 2018 in the chat? In the live chat, I'm not sure if the... It's weird how sometimes live chats work. Like sometimes I've seen live chats where I see a comment in the live chat, and then in the posted version of the live stream, it's still there. Other times I see there's no chat, even if there was chatting in the live version. There are no comments until after the fact. Like those comments have been deleted. That's just the live chat. So I'm not sure how that works, but if you go to the live chat right now, I'm not sure if this will be there after the fact, but if you go to the live chat right now, you will see an XD. An XD in 2018. This is this is very nice, very nice. 10 out of 10. His videos are better than his jokes. No, I'm sorry, Squirrel. But yeah, make sure you go follow Squirrel on YouTube. He's got a great account. Since we're in our free-for-all section, I can kind of shout it. I can shout him out right now. Close friend of mine, good guy. He's not just, by the way, he's not Squirrel channel. He is Squirrel Pro channel, all lowercase. Primarily Nintendo YouTube person. My guess is the fact that I just talked about Logan Paul alone will get this video demonetized, but it's not monetized anyway, so like I'm okay with it. Besides, I don't think my channel... Actually, no, I think my channel is eligible for... Maybe not this channel, but the other channel is eligible for... monetization. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, no, they recently... I don't think it is, because they recently moved up the standards necessary. Okay, so I already have my final topic planned out, but I'm just thinking, what should we do? What should we talk about right now? What is new? What is in the news? My last segment is probably going to be one of the more interesting ones. Okay, 1K subs, 4K minutes watched. Okay, I do not have 1K subs. I'm not sure about 4K minutes. Yeah, I probably have 4K minutes because a lot of people watch my shows in full. And that's already 60 minutes or 120 minutes right there. So my guess is with both my channels combined, it probably comes out to more than that with 4,000 minutes, I mean. So that's a very real possibility. I'm just thinking. I'm using my knowledge because I will definitely have enough time to talk about this for the final segment. But I don't want to go into this right now. Yeah, I don't think I'll have enough time if I go into this right now because it's not something I want to talk about too much. And I don't think it's something like it's not that I don't want to talk about it too much. It's that something like I don't think it'll be interesting to talk about too much for the period of time that I'd be talking about it, if that makes sense. Question mark. All right, first of all, let's make sure everything in the stream is working. Okay, it all is. Wonderful, wonderful. Live chat's going. Hangout is running. Perfect. I bet it must be really interesting to like listen to this amazing silence. Let me make sure my neighbor is okay, yeah, he's definitely done. He's like playing on a computer now. That beginning though was super weird. How he was just like staring at me for the first 7 minutes. Squirrel, I'm not sure if you were here for that part. And by the way, sadly, Squirrel was supposed to have a live stream today. It did not work out. So, let's. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Squirrel. Make sure you go watch his live stream. But there's my neighbor's dog. Another neighbor's dog. Make sure you go check out his channel and live streams. The neighbor has been stalked. Cool. Yeah, what if I'm the one looking at him? Illuminati music intensifies. No, but oh, this dog. I need the window open because I didn't get water for myself, so I can't like hydrate myself. So as compensation, I do need some oxygen. So you'll have to listen to this. Headsets, like for some reason, all the stuff I'm using, it wouldn't be a problem normally, but like with it used to, I was able to. English language is my favorite. England is my city. I used to be able to do this, but after I got my spam system, which filters out all the spam callers, it no longer works. For like for some reason, I can hear people, but the callers can't hear me. Yeah, it's like for some reason all the audio records and the Hangout and everything, but like live, you cannot hear me talk, or like, excuse me, the callers do never hear me talk. And then when I ask them to stay on the line, a couple times this happened. Like I turn off the headphones and I'd like reconfigure all the audio crap so it would be normal, like what you have right now, where the audio quality is still good but not perfect. They could hear me crystal clear, like immediately after. There was no delay. So and this happened multiple times. So like testing and everything, it's what it is. Not sure why. The headphones themselves are fine. It's just I think it's like multiple different things being used that were not originally meant to be used together. It's not like they're specifically made to be apart, but like they weren't originally meant to be together. And I think that combination just kind of wonked one of those things out, and that kind of wonked the headphones out, or maybe the headphones got wonked. I'm saying wonk. I'm talking about like being wonked too much. I don't even know what is English. That is the question we must ask ourselves. What is knowledge? What is intelligence? Yeah, I wanted to see what would happen if I if I literally, sometimes I ask deep questions. I want to see what happened if I left it out there. Is the call 4K? What do you mean is the call 4K? Squirrel is, this is getting too into, oh, yeah, you see Squirrel in the chat, he's not worthy of this level of intelligence. He needs more knowledge. What do you mean by is the call 4K? I don't get what you mean. Isn't 4K an audio thing? Or not, I'm sorry, a visual thing? A visual thing? Let's give him some time in the chat. I love YouTube's 20-second delay for no reason. Like I've seen other streaming. I was joking. Is it for? Oh, yeah, you are confusing. You need to be more specific. 4K is referring to visuals. He's asking if the calls are 4K in the chat. Squirrel. I mean, he's asking if the visual if it's 4K, referring to 4,000 pixels. I think is that what it is. I don't know, but I know it's a visual thing. It's like YouTube. You got 144, the best quality. Yeah, you got 144, 240, 360, 480, 720. Oh yeah, because yeah, okay. 720, 720 plus 60. I don't know why they don't just say 780. Then they got 1080, then 1080 plus 60, which is 1140, and then 4000. No, or it's a 2040, I think, and then 4000, and then 8000, and I think that's it. And then there's VR, which is like 72. That's sarcasm, by the way. I don't know what VR counts as. All right, we currently have 5 minutes left in this free-for-all segment. If anyone would like to call in, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin at 24777. Once again, the number is 719-284-5873 with the pin 24777. Yeah, I had a bad feeling. I gotta stop having bad feelings. Actually, typically when I have bad feelings, it's a good show. I had a bad feeling about show 10, and I got 27 calls that show. I also had a bad feeling about show 11, I think it was, and I got 23 calls. Like, oh man, that was so hard to handle, by the way. I think if I would have done more promotion, stuff like show 20 probably would have gotten even more. I think I got, what was it, 18 or 19? No. Yeah, no, it was like 19, between 19 and 21 calls or something like that on show 20. And I hardly did any promotion for that show. Personally, I think I could have gotten even more. And by the way, another quick question just in general for you guys. You guys don't seem to answer these as much as you used to, but I still get answers. What should I do for my 100th caller? Because 16 calls from now, and we have reached 100. It'd be really disappointing if it was a spam caller, like one of the few spam callers that gets through. It'd be really, really, really disappointing if the 100th caller is a spam caller. But what should I do? Should I get like some firecrackers? Not firecrackers. The little things you do on New Year's, the little popper thingies, which they're not firecrackers. The little popper thingies you get on New Year that blow out like they're not fireworks. I keep forgetting the word. The New Year's poppers things. Should I just get those and like turn on visuals and like do a pop as that person calls in and scare them and they accidentally click hang up and it's like a really depressing call. Can you please put the number in the chat? Oh shoot, we're about to get a call. All right. But anyways, if anyone would like to call in addition to Squirrel, or at least after he's done, number 719-284-5873, pin 24777. Again, I want that to be clear. Make 1 hour of just memes. Squirrel just said that for the 100th call, I should make an hour of pure memes. I 100% agree with him. I'm just gonna go. Sorry if you hear some clicking in the background. Hopefully that will not cross over with my audio. I want to make sure everything is working, including the spam filter system. And everything appears to be working, but I'm still gonna be checking. We might be getting a caller here in just a second. And we will wrap up the free-for-all. And I know I haven't gotten to the last segment yet. I'll be getting into that soon, but I just want to make it into the final segment before going back to the chat. So sorry, Squirrel, if you're not planning on calling in. I'm not actually going to the chat right now. I want to make sure the spam caller system is working, and I like everything else is working. So I'm like, that's why you're hearing clicks in the background. That's me checking Hangouts, making sure the Hangout is still open. That's making sure things are still live. That's making sure audio levels are working. That's making sure sync. You might hear me randomly pause from time to time. That's me making sure that the audio is working. Excuse me. Different like audio levels. Like I might be going higher. I might be going lower. That's me like checking how it's recording my audio, making sure everything is working okay. Because sometimes I have these shows where like everything is going fine, and then like some stupid small thing happens, and I click the wrong button and I screw up my sound system for the rest of the show, and then it's like half an hour of like you can't understand anything that's being said. It's like it's extremely annoying. All right, looks like we just filtered out a spam call. Good. I love that spam. That's two. That's two spams. Yee. I always love. Squirrel has a saying. It's not yee. It's reet. I think it's reet. What's your saying, Squirrel? Oh, he's asking how does the pin work. Okay, so Squirrel, I just want you to listen. You can call with your phone. In fact, you can call with calling with your phone is fine. You just plug in the number. After you plug in the number, it's going to ask you for a pin, and that's how you put in the pin. There's my reet. All right, so so you put in that 719 number, the whole thing, all the way up to the 5873. Then you put in, and then it's going to tell you, like, hello, you've reached Uber conference. Please put in said pin with the pin 24777, and it'll fast forward you to me. Hopefully my spam system, unless you have, like, a really wonky number, like one of those weird like automatically generated spam numbers. My spam system should not automatically filter you out. So try calling in if you'd like to. Anyways, we're now going to be moving on to our final segment, which is Genesis 5. I really want to talk about this. Last time we had Squirrel on. You might actually be calling in again, but still I had this segment pre-planned, so I'm going to be going with it anyway. Genesis 5. So those of you who don't know, Genesis 5 is one of the biggest, I think like third biggest tournament consistently for years. And a lot of interesting stuff happened at this last Genesis. I'm primarily going to be focusing on, actually not primarily, I think I'm only going to be talking about Smash 4 and Melee singles because that's all I really care about. Like I'm not in it for Rivals of Aether. I don't think anyone is. I think people watch that on the side. Like I'm into MK or MK. I'm into Plop and Hungrybox in grand finals. That's what I'm into. So I wanted to address Smash 4 first. This is like I want to say the seventh or eighth biggest tournament of all time for Smash 4. Very big tournament, and some very interesting things happened at said tournament. First of all, I want to talk about the Tweak issue. So as you don't know, Tweak is one of the best players in the world in Smash for Wii in Smash for Wii U. He tri-mains Cloud, Donkey Kong, and Bayonetta, I think it is. And he's a pro player. Hello.
Hello there.
Is this Squirrel?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Hello, Squirrel. What'd you say? Hello?
Cutting out or something.
Oh, okay. Sorry. If it's not working, then please try and wait a minute. Hold on.
It seems to be working now.
Hold on a minute. I've just come to a horrible realization. Do you hear me now? Better? Am I like, wait, hold on. Am I super loud right now?
No, I can hear you. I was just saying, since you said, can you hear me? I thought you were trying to make like a reference to the Sprint commercials.
The Sprint commercials? Oh, yeah. No, not at this exact moment. And by the way, if anyone's wondering, this is the same Squirrel who I co-hosted with last time. Always happy to co-host with him. Very nice guy, very nice channel.
The same person who said free in the comment section. Podcast or whatever.
Yeah, that's what you'll be remembered for as a YouTuber. That's what you'll be remembered for. The rear in the comments. Excuse me, the reater in the comments, right?
Okay, so anyway, so.
Oh yeah, so anyways, Tweak is a professional Smash 4 player. He's like top 5 in the world. And he, like most of the other top professional like world players, was he was planning on attending Genesis 5. Now, even though double elimination brackets are weird, the fact of the matter is when you have round 1, odds are likely it's not going to be a perfectly even number. It's not going to be like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, etc. It's not going to be one of those numbers, meaning a certain number of people get to be automatically advanced into the next round, and then a certain amount of people are automatic, or not automatically, but a certain number of people get sent into the next round because you can't have an uneven number of fighting, or else the entire thing is uneven. So the way it works is this tactic is called pool floating because the lower rounds are called pools. And we're talking about Genesis 5, by the way, Squirrel, one of the biggest video game tournaments of the year in Smash 4 singles. Just so you know, and anyone else out there. And most people request to come in on the second day because they do all like the pool stuff on the first day, then they kind of narrow it down on the second day, and on the third day of the big tournaments, at least, it's top 8 for all the big games. So he requests to get put into Saturday, and he was almost positive he was going to get put into Saturday, into like the Saturday pools because he thought he was on the high enough level. Apparently not, but he didn't I guess he didn't know about that, or like he assumed that he didn't have to come in until Saturday. So they actually forced out one of the best players in the world because he was supposed to come in and play on Friday.
Oh wow.
Can you believe how sad? I would be so sad. I can't even believe. I feel so bad for the guy.
Yeah.
And one of the funny things is, I made a post asking people, like, who are your predictions for who will win this tournament? And I said that I don't think Tweak will make it into top 8, even though he's a top 5 player in the world.
He didn't make it into the top anything.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't make it into top anything. Meanwhile, one of the most interesting things happened. Another one of the world's best players, Nairo, he's infamously known for playing Zero Suit Samus, a character who struggles against Bayonetta, and as his character struggles against Bayonetta, he struggles against Bayonetta. He met a Bayonetta player in losers semifinals, which is like top 4 of said tournament, called Mistake, a very good Bayonetta player. And he beat Nairo, like 3-0, I think. And this Mistake guy is like top 20, I want to say. He's not too high. But then the craziest thing happened. He beat the world's second best player 3-0 in 6 minutes in losers finals. I mean, he is known as the master of the Bayonetta Ditto, and the world's second best player, Salem, does play Bayonetta. But still, it was virtually unheard of. What would you say, Squirrel? Do you watch esports tournaments? Not necessarily Smash, but just esports in general.
Not really. I pretty much get all my esports, I guess, from YouTube. Like, just, I don't know. It's not really like official esports, but yeah, you know what I'm saying, right?
You mean you actually like you watch the esport, but not competitively?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just curious. Let's kind of switch off Genesis 5 here for a bit. I'm genuinely curious. Do you consider yourself to be good at Splatoon 2?
Yeah.
My next question: do you consider Splatoon and Splatoon 2 to be an esport?
I I lean towards yes, but it can be really debatable. Actually, yeah, I'd say yes. I'd say yes.
Why do you think so? I'm just curious because now we have a lot of games that are kind of upcoming and rising. Speaking of Genesis 5, rivals of Aether, Arms I think was there. I'm pretty sure Splatoon no, not Splatoon 1, Splatoon 2 was there. So, and this is like the first time Splatoon either of the Splatoons has ever been in a big tournament, especially one on the scale of the Genesis tournaments. So like why do you think, what in your view makes Splatoon 2 worthy of being an esport? Like how do you think you could play that game competitively?
Well, it's already being played competitively. Like there is a huge Splatoon 2 tournament held recently. I believe it was like a month or two ago. I don't know, and it's called Squid Storm, and people from all around the world came to it, and there was a lot of really good teams there. And it's a team based tournament where you have to have a team of 4 in order to enter. But there's I'm starting to see uh, larger tournaments for it pop up all over the place, and it's even being put into other conventions too. So I think it's a pretty good esport, and it has I think it has a lot of potential too.
Mm-hmm. But you said you said it's an only multiplayer game. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Doesn't that kind of make it unfair as an esport, considering you kind of have to rely on your team? Like A, your team can carry you, and B, you can carry your team, which kind of can make things unfair. Do you think that makes things unfair, or do you think that actually makes it more of a balanced experience? Since there would be like less stuff like character priority, since it would be 4v4 rather than 1v1?
Well, I feel like since Splatoon 2, it is built for teams. If it's just 1v1 tournaments, like, of course, there still are going to be 1v1 tournaments. Like, I am thinking about trying to find one to enter because nobody I know is even, like, really that, even, like, close to my level, right? But, so since it's built to be a team game, what it is so basically, like, in 1v1s, it's really hard if once the other person, if once they kill you, you have no teammates to like help you or anything. You just have to like wait for you to respawn and then march all the way back, and um, you are at a severe disadvantage in 1v1s or whatever. And so I feel like having it be teams actually makes it a lot more balanced because that's how the game is designed. It's not necessarily designed like other games.
I see. And do you think Splatoon 2 is like you think it's a rising esport? Like, do you think it'll rise to the same level as other esports, like the Street Fighter games and Tekken and Marvel versus Capcom, like all the big esports names? Do you think it'll rise to that level?
I don't think so because it's not viewed the same way as that because it's still just like with shooting ink. I mean, I don't really think it's ever going to rise to that level. I don't think it will ever even really rise to the level of Smash because, well, I don't know. I think it might be too early to say that because the Splatoon series isn't even 3 years old yet. Meanwhile, Smash is like 20 years old now or something. So I guess we'll just have to see, really.
That we will. But the most interesting thing, going back to the original topic, Genesis 5, the most interesting thing in my view was grand finals of Melee singles. Um, that was incredible because for the first 4 Genesises, it was always in grand finals Mango versus Armada. By the way, here's the list of every single grand finals of Genesis 1 through 4. Mango versus Armada, Mango versus Armada, Mango versus Armada, and Mango versus Armada. 4 Genesises straight, it was Mango versus Armada, and Armada won 3 of them, and the first one Mango won. That is that's all like the diversity we've ever had in Genesis before Genesis 5 was Mango beat Armada at the first one, and then Armada won everyone since. And then at Genesis 5 in grand finals, it was actually Hungrybox versus Plup. Plup isn't even one of the 5 gods of Melee, the 5 best players of all time, and he still actually managed to win. This was viewed as incredible. Now, people are actually thinking about rising this Plup guy to the level of the other 5 gods of Melee, as they're referred to as. So, Squirrel, do you think that certain players who have like their prime time, do you think they deserve to be called all-time greats, even if like they defeat all-time greats? Or do you think it needs to be like over a very, very long time?
I think that if you're an all-time great, I well, wait. So is your question like what should be the requirements, I guess, for being a all-time great?
Yeah, like what should the requirements be? Like, should you just be able to beat all of the prior ones and that already makes it, or do you have to go positive over all the prior ones?
Well, I think that I mean this is going to be unfair to anybody that wants to become an all-time great now, but I think that really being an all-time great, you have to have been good since the very beginning. I mean, maybe that's the wrong way to be looking at it, but that's just kind of how I feel.
Well,
But well, actually, I there should there should be other people allowed to be all-time greats too. So maybe just have a consistent run of even just like a few years doing really good, and if you can do really good for a few years at least, then you could be considered to be an all-time great.
I see what you mean. That's kind of the approach they're going with right now. I mean, everyone thought Leffen was going to be the sixth god, the one, or like the one now that PPMD has retired. He's one of the five gods who actually retired, at least temporarily due to health issues. Hope he gets better soon, by the way. But everyone thought Leffen was going to be the sixth god, and even though he's still getting very consistent results, he's not. So we'll see if this Plup thing, like, we'll see if it's just like, kind of a breakout thing that'll just die off, or he'll go up there with the greats, Armada, Mewtwo King, Hungry Box, Mango, PPMD, and so on. Anyway, Squirrel, thank you very much for joining me. This is going to wrap up this Ben Moskalensky show. Make sure you go follow Squirrel on his YouTube. Again, he has Squirrel Pro channel on YouTube, primarily Mario Odyssey and Splatoon 2. I think that's pretty much it for what he does. Is that correct, Squirrel?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep, so thank you very much for calling in. Hope everyone has a wonderful...
No problem, that was fun. Thanks for...
Yep, yeah. Bye. Great hearing from him. Hope all of you listeners are having a wonderful day, and I will see you all on the 25th.